So are you taking the audition for Minnesota Orchestra's second violin section? If so, you've probably seen the list, and one of the excerpts is Alpine Symphony by Richard Strauss. And in this video, I'm going to go through this excerpt line by line. So stay tuned to the end of the video where I will put my part up and you can look at my bowings and fingerings for this excerpt. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So let's get started, and I will go through this excerpt and show you how I would approach it and sort of my personal taste for fingerings and bowings. So before we get started, please listen to this symphony on YouTube or a recording, and also listen to other pieces by Strauss and other tone poems, Don Juan, Till, on Heldenleben. There's lots of pieces where a lot of the same thematic kind of sound and the same context of playing the violin really apply. So do remember that we are playing a piece by Richard Strauss, who wrote so many great tone poems, and this is yet another one. So we're using sort of the same approach as we would use for Heldenleben or Don Juan. Okay, a very sort of virtuosic, very romantic sound. That's very important to take note of. So the very beginning of this excerpt, it's marked piano espressivo. You can use the third finger in sixth position to start it. However, I like starting it on the E string because I think it has a better sort of espressivo sound, and you can just sort of vibrate a little bit more freely and make a nice expressive overhand shift. And really vibrate the G natural and sustain it. The other thing is make sure you have the C natural as a guide note just to make sure that the shift is consistent. That's how I would approach it. And then really sustain. And then I come back down the third position with the second finger. Then I would do the same thing here and start on the E string and do a nice expressive shift up to that B flat. And in that B flat, I might even use two bows to make sure you're getting a sufficient sound for that note, and then you have enough bow for the G natural. A lot of bow is recommended in this excerpt, in my opinion, just to make sure you're getting that espressivo sound. Yes, you could follow the sort of bowings that are written, but they're not really bowings. They're more phrase markings, in my opinion. And again, start this second finger and two bows, like I said, and then go to fourth position with the fourth finger E natural. And then D natural and lots of bow to make sure you make that crescendo up to the high C. And sustain, really sustain. And then I come down to fourth finger, F natural in fifth position, and then I go to third position, first finger on the A flat. And really making sure I'm sustaining the entire time. Okay, then we come down to fourth finger, fifth position, F natural, and then third position, first finger on the A flat. And use a lot of bow. Second position here. And you can see I'm being very sort of generous with each and every stroke, okay? Then, again, another overhand shift to the A flat. Okay, and then subito piano with the B flat. So then let's just do this again from the E flat up bow. Lots of bow. Subito piano, always vibrating every single note. And I'm really sustaining, making every note being really dolce and very sort of sostenuto, lots of sound, lots of singing quality, okay? Starting on this B flat then, like I said, sustain, nice sound. Hairpin, change colors, go up the fourth finger B flat on the A string. Okay? And again, nice expressive sound on that shift, going to the G natural. And don't rush, whatever you do. All this needs to be really sustained, really big. This is sort of the climax of this passage, and if not the entire piece, okay? Then after you get to this G flat, 2 bows, and now pseudo piano on the E flat, but use a lot of bow, okay? And then crescendo on the A string. Always sustain. Diminuendo. Okay, and really finish the note. Okay, so as you can see, there's lots of the same kind of things, the same kind of talking points that I have, which are lots of bow, even though there are pianos, but again, very generous with the bow and generous with the vibrato and constantly singing. That is the most important aspect of this excerpt, in my opinion. So again, listen to the recording, go through the recording, listen to how it's phrased. I wouldn't get too overly sort of obsessive about the rhythm. I would make sure that you're never rushing and going and moving ahead. I would make sure that you're constantly sort of playing a phrase. If anything, I would try to expand the phrases and play with more bow and more breadth of sound and take liberties with the kind of time. Okay, that will sound more like Strauss than playing it sort of strict like a metronome.